Hello everyone, there are lots of varieties of pizzas in the world. We will prepare 3 of them today and compare them. Let's start with the Italian margherita. For the dough, 270 grams of wheat flour in a bowl, plus 30 grams of whole grain. We send ice into some water. In total, you should get 200 milliliters. Pour that into the bowl. A little dry yeast, salt, sugar, and knead it up. Pour some olive oil into a bowl. Just the dough has already been taken out. We put it into a bowl. We cover it with cling film so that it doesn't get any winded. And we send it into the refrigerator for 12 hours. Now let's make the sauce. Open up some peeled cherry tomatoes and pour that into a mortar. These need to be crushed. Now cut up an onion. And finally chop some red basil. Put a frying pan under the stove, pour some olive oil in, and fry the onion just until transparent. Pour in the crushed cherry tomatoes, red basil, dried oregano, freshly ground pepper, and of course, salt and sugar. Now you just gotta mix it up. Reduce that for literally 5 minutes, and the sauce is ready. For the filling, cut the tomato into circles. Preheat the oven to the maximum in advance, as much as it can give out, and send a special pizza stone onto it. The dough is already risen, so we dust the table with flour, also on top of our dough, and just crush it out with your hands. It is so soft that even a rolling pin isn't really needed here. Our stone is warmed up. We spread the dough out on top. From the hot stone, the pizza base begins to swell and cook right away. We lubricate it with our tomato sauce. Then tomato slices. And in the end, we tear some mozzarella cheese with our hands and spread it out evenly on the surface of the pizza. Now this all can be sent into the oven. It is very hot here, so literally 5 minutes and it's ready. You can pull it out. We spread the basil out on the Italian pizza margherita is ready. Let's cut off a piece. And try it. This is a totally classic Italian pizza with awesome sauce and dough. For taste, 8 out of 10. Now we're going to choose which pizza to cook next, and it will be the pizza stromboli from the USA. In warm water, we send some yeast, sugar, salt, and mix. A kilogram of flour into the bowl, and here's some olive oil as well. And as soon as the yeast has started working, we pour in the liquid. And we knead the dough. Done. We cover this with plastic wrap and leave it in a warm place. For the filling, we will use provolone cheese. Open it up and cut it into slices. We also cut some mozzarella cheese. And grate some Parmesan on a fine grater. For the meat, we're gonna use some bresaola and ham, and we're also gonna need some capers. For this pizza, the sauce is quite simple. We send some tomato paste, dried basil, dried garlic, oregano, salt with sugar, and olive oil into the saucepan. Stir it up, and our sauce is ready. Our dough is risen. Now we knead it. We dust the table with flour. A lump of dough on top. And roll it into a thin layer. We're gonna cut the edges in such a way that the result is a square. Spread out the sauce. And smear. We spread out some mozzarella cheese. Ham. Provolone cheese. Bresaola. Grated Parmesan cheese. And finally, capers. From all sides, we bend the dough by a couple of centimeters and roll it all into a roll. We transfer this onto a baking sheet, and we make incisions from above. We dip a brush into a neck wash and lubricate the dough so that it has a golden crust. Sprinkle some more Parmesan cheese on top. And send it into the oven. Just 20 minutes and our American pizza stromboli is ready. Let's cut off a piece. It looks fine. We just need to try. For taste, it is a 10 out of 10, thanks to the delicious types of meat and the 3 types of cheese. It's time for our last pizza, and we're gonna make a pizza cake from Canada. We rolled out a large layer of dough and cut it into 4 parts. One part is transferred over to parchment paper. On top of an iron ring, and we cut the dough around it. We're left with an almost even circle, and so we shift this onto a baking sheet. We make 4 such things like that, and send them all into the oven. The cakes turned out pretty well, but they swelled up a lot, so we flattened them with a board. For the filling, we'll use tomatoes. Use a grater to grate some cheddar cheese. And we're gonna use pepperoni, pancetta, and salami. We will also fry some aranjo mushrooms. They need to be gilded a little. Add some whiskey for flavor. And finally, barbecue sauce. Now to spread it around so it envelops each mushroom. Mushrooms are glazed and they're ready for this. And in general, the whole filling is also ready. The pizza sauce can be made sharper by adding some red pepper and Tabasco. Now it just needs to be mixed up. And we can put together a pizza cake. On the first cake, we apply hot tomato sauce and smear it all over the surface. We spread out some cheddar cheese, pancetta, mushrooms in the barbecue sauce, a second cake layer, sauce, cheese, pepperoni sausages, and tomatoes for juiciness. The third cake layer, sauce, cheese, salami, and the fourth cake slice. And again, sauce, cheese, tomatoes, mushrooms, and salami. Now we'll use the same dough as for the second pizza. We roll out a rather thick, large layer from it. And we make holes with a fork so that it increases evenly. We cover all our layers with this layer. We distribute it out and cut off the excess dough. Done. Now it just needs to be washed with an egg and sent into the oven. Now we just need to add some cheddar cheese, and pepperoni on top. We send this into the oven for literally just another 5 minutes. This is how our Canadian pizza turned out. Let's cut off a piece. Wow, this looks awesome. The taste is also really great, like 9 out of 10. If there was still some more cheese, it would have been 10. As a result, the most delicious of the 3 pizzas for me personally was the American pizza stromboli. If you liked the format of comparing the same dish in the style of different countries, then put likes on this video and we'll continue. Subscribe to the channel, you guys, and bye everybody.